Tonight's episode, we're going to discuss college playoff winner, what happened within that game. We have our MVP favorites. We're going to discuss who we think will win the NFL MVP. Sean McDermott is on his way out with the Buffalo Bills. We're going to discuss all of the head coach vacancies and a few of the new coaches who have taken over some teams, the Ravens and the Steelers. We're going to get into our championship week picks and then do one more thing. If we have anything to get off of our chest, are you ready to roll, my boy?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Welcome to another episode of Professional Couch Coaches with Doc and Mike. It is your girl, Doc, here with my brother from another mother, Mike. How are you feeling tonight, Michael?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. I'm so trying to survive in this wintry weather. And on the front end couches, make sure y'all stay safe out here if you're on the East Coast or the mid East Coast. Um, and make sure to like, follow, subscribe, and hit that notification bell one time. Because I
Yeah.
said the mid. I know that Houston is like, middle of the, but they kind of East Coasters with their similarity of a lake or an ocean right there. The
Yeah.
little Gulf of Mexico.
Houston Houston is off the Gulf. I wouldn't call it a beach, but there is some sand
It's a
and
body of water there.
waterway. Yeah,
Hmm.
it is. Yeah, I wouldn't call it. I wouldn't swim in the water, but you guys, you come down here, you decide for yourself. I don't want to, I don't want to be the person
You
that
ain't
discourages you.
you ain't never swam in the Gulf.
I have in Mississippi. I have never. I've touched the water. I would not submerge my face in that water near
I
Galveston though.
wouldn't
That's just me.
I wouldn't recommend anybody to submerge their face in any ocean.
Well, how do you swim then when you get in the ocean, Mike?
Oh, I don't. I'm just out there,
Oh, okay.
just
Oh, okay.
here come the
Oh,
wave. Just
you jump it. Oh,
yeah.
okay. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I
I
ain't
had a
getting
near
under the
death
water.
experience.
Mm-mm.
I had a near death
Well,
experience in the ocean. So it was the Pacific Ocean though, but I did almost
yeah,
die. So clearly, I submerged myself and try to have
a little
people
too much.
collect, yeah, insurance on me.
Yeah,
So there you go.
yeah.
Um, we are gonna start off our show talking about Indiana versus Miami in the college football playoffs. Did you watch the game last Monday?
Of course, of course I did. Of
Okay.
course I watched it. I thought it was a really it. I was shocked by the game. Miami actually put up an offensive performance that I was not expecting. Carson Beck
Yeah.
still sucks, but um, their
Yeah, I agree
offense,
with.
yeah, Malachi Tony is going to be an animal. He's
Yeah.
going to be a problem for a little while. But hey, shout out Indiana, um,
Yep.
Mendoza. He
And he
is putting out this team first personality. He's doing really good at it. I don't know if he's really like that behind the scenes, but he does a great job at putting team first.
Yeah, and he has declared for the draft. It was kind of up in the air on whether or not Mendoza, the quarterback for Indiana, would return to school, but he has declared for the draft. When we picked for the games, I said I'm gonna roll with Miami because I love an underdog, and they actually put forth effort to win the game. Carson Beck was himself in the end, and that's what caused them to
Hmm.
not be able to win. But it was a really good game. I'm glad it wasn't a blowout. I'm glad it was entertaining. I'm glad it came down literally to one possession. So I think they did a. I mean, the kids put forth a good game. Indiana is proving that if you stay out that portal, or maybe hop
Well, no,
in the
I
portal.
was about to say they were. It was a lot of them that was in the portal.
Well, hop in that portal, but stay in school for 5 to 6 years. You too can become a college playoff winner because they're all old from what I
Older,
remember.
yeah,
Older. I'm
just
sorry.
just 24. 20, 23, 24. But you see, they had no 3-star, 4-star, or 5-star recruits on their team.
Yeah.
Like
They
all
were
of them were like really they were the underdog.
yeah, collectively as a team. Yes.
Yeah, as a
Yeah.
team. Yeah.
That
Hmm.
goes to show you that all it takes is fundamentals. And if you're
It
willing to put in the work, no.
it shows you that coaching matters.
Oh, well, speaking of coaching matters, we're gonna get into
Hmm.
the NFL because what the NFL has been doing is saying coaching matters to the umpteenth degree because
Yeah,
it was Monday morning after the Bills lost to the Broncos, and the Bills organization decided that they no longer wanted Sean McDermott to be their coach. I have pictured here Sean McDermott. He looks very sad. His head is hanging low. Uh, and I'm sure he was shocked. No, you know what? Do you think he was shocked by the news that the Bills no longer want him to be their coach?
he should have been shocked because everybody else was shocked. We all were shocked. I'm sure
Yeah.
he might not have been. He might have. Yeah, he was shocked. Never mind. No, he was shocked.
So when I saw the news, I thought, why? Um, and you
Hmm.
and I had a little back and forth. We talked about it. You were like, well, it's kind of like Harbaugh. It's kind of like Tomlin. It's time. I disagree
No, no, that
because
wasn't my. Those wasn't my opinion. I was just saying that's
okay,
probably what the
well,
Bills
Pete
were
was worth
thinking.
thinking. Okay, okay, I
I'm not
apologize.
thinking
Not to
that at
put
all. That wasn't
okay,
me.
not to
That's
put
probably. I
okay,
was just trying to put like a understanding of maybe this is what the Bills is thinking, and that's why they made the decision that they made.
yeah. So Um, and I can see that. The only thing I was thinking was Harbaugh had 18 years, Tomlin had 19 years, McDermott
Hmm.
was there for 9 years, and that is a long time. They never missed the playoffs while he was there. Even before they even had Josh Allen, they didn't miss the playoffs. So he immediately made a
Ty,
change.
Tyrod Taylor.
Uh, yes, they got to the playoffs. Um, in this case, what I feel like, I don't feel like the team broke down in this last game. I feel like, and the big topic all week was the media fangirls Josh Allen and don't really treat other quarterbacks in that way. And he had a terrible game. And on the cusp of his terrible game, his his coach then gets fired
Yeah.
for I
It,
don't think that's entirely on the coach with how the game went.
yeah, I agree. I don't think the game was terrible from him. It wasn't Josh Allen like performance. It wasn't what you would expect your MVP to come out there and do. I would say
But you
that.
don't
I
think
don't
that
know
was
if
a
it was
terrible.
in his in for his for what we expect from him.
Mhm.
Yes, it was, but
How
it
many
wasn't
turnovers does a quarterback have to have for it to be a terrible game?
uh, more than one in the playoff game. You in a playoff game, it's do or die. Well, but one of those interceptions wasn't on him.
Okay, so let's take away one of those interceptions. He had 5 turnovers.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, okay.
he would have had four. He would have had four then if we take away all of them because he only
Okay.
lost two fumbles. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not. Look, I agree with you.
Okay. I was
I'm
just
not. I'm
wondering.
not trying to. I'm not trying to debate with you about if his game was terrible or not. I'm just
Hmm.
saying it wasn't what we expect from Josh Allen. If CJ Stroud had a terrible game against the Steelers, nobody said nothing about that.
Oh
But his
no, I
defense
did.
saved his game. He
I definitely
his
said
game.
if he has when CJ Stroud had his game against the Steelers, I said if he plays like that next week, they will lose because he
And
did
what did he do?
everything possible for the he did the same thing. He played terrible. He
He
was the
played
reason they
terrible.
lost.
Hmm.
Single-handedly, the defense did everything they possibly could to keep them in the game. He did
But
everything he could possibly do to lose the game.
right, but in that case, was Josh Allen the reason that they lost that game?
I don't think he helped.
Because no, he did not. But I feel like that the referees were the reason that they lost that game. Th- So that
Why?
last the very last uh pass interference was a pass interference. The one with number
Correct.
7 before that pass interference, that was not pass
It
interference
it wasn't.
th-
But
at all. That
but
interception that took points off the board was not an interception. That boy caught that ball. He was down.
are which boy are you referring
But
to? We
I'm sorry, that grown man, Brandon Cooks. When Brandon Cooks caught the ball and then they rolled on the ground and then he ripped the ball out of his hands as they're rolling, that was a catch.
That was not a catch. You witnessed live the exact same thing happen at a
Here we go.
Ravens Steelers game.
Back to
It did
M&T Bank
happen.
Stadium. Here we go.
No,
Here we
Mike,
go.
you witnessed it live.
It
The
always come back
exact
to
same
Baltimore.
thing happened.
Uh,
I, it's not that, but you can't on one hand say when it benefits your team that this is a legit thing when it don't benefit another team say, well, no, that's not the rule. The rule is once you possess the ball, you must take 3 steps, or if you're falling, you must possess the ball throughout the catch. If you
mhm.
pop up, if the ball would have popped out of his hands and the other person didn't catch it, it would have been incomplete. It
If
doesn't matter that he put a
unless
knee down.
unless he was
Oh Lord,
touched, yeah, he got to be touched. If he touched down, you're down. If
no, because he rolled. You must survive the ground. That is it. That's the rule. You know that's
so
the
then that
rule.
so that interception that's on Josh Allen. That's his fault.
No, but he it does go against the quarterback. I didn't make the
Oh no,
rules
it
about how
does.
they
But I'm
count
just saying,
interceptions.
I'm not. No, I'm just saying, is that his fault as to why they lost the game? Because
That
then
was
he
an
did bring,
interception.
yeah, because then he did
No,
bring them
I
back
think
to put them ahead.
I think the most egregious thing Josh did was fumble several times.
I agree. Yes, 3 times
So
actually. He lost
we
two
could
of them.
we could throw out the fluke interceptions, as you say. What
Yeah,
about the unnecessary fumble? You lost by 3.
I agree.
At the end of the half, you gave up 3 points.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But back to Sean McDermott, I don't think none of that's his fault. He should not be penalized for bad calls or and then they went to overtime. It ain't like they lost this game in a blowout.
Right.
Like the game went to overtime.
Yeah.
Like, how much
I mean,
I just don't understand what the owners like. I know everybody want to win a Super Bowl, but
mhm.
you have to look at the structure of your team as well. because the Bills was not constructed to actually win a Super Bowl this year. They were constructed to be a really good team and possibly make a run. But if they were constructed to win a Super Bowl, they would have a better number one receiver. Josh Allen out there throwing to me, me and Cope. That's
Colt
who
would be the
Josh
number
Allen is
one.
throwing.
You would be the
Of course,
two.
I'll be the tight end.
You would be.
Yeah, I'll be the
I'm
tackle
like,
that might
why
that may
they
get a.
got a lineman out there?
Why they got a?
Is,
Why
is
they
he an
got a left
eligible
tackle?
receiver?
Is
What
that
is
Darnell
happening?
Mooney? That's a
Like,
wide
is
tight
he an
end.
eligible receiver? Did he report as eligible? Why they got this lineman out
Wearing 72.
here? Right, right. Catching passes. Yeah. No,
But
they
yeah,
they weren't
yeah.
constructed, but everybody believed that with a clear path that the Bills would do better, and that might be the reason that McDermott is out. I'm shocked that McDermott hasn't really been heard as far as all these head coaching vacancies that are still available. Um,
Oh,
and at the
he'll
time,
get a job.
yeah. So moving into the head coaching vacancies, at the time of McDermott's firing Monday, um, there's 10 vacancies, but then 4 had been filled. So Kevin Stefanski is now the coach of Atlanta, and everybody, what do you think collectively everybody has said about um Stefanski being the coach of Atlanta?
What has like Twitter been saying, or what have we been
Yeah,
saying?
like no pundits, everybody.
I don't know. Do you feel me in? Because I know what I say. They
They
don't like
booed
it.
it. No, they do not like it at all. They are
Why?
th- they're saying why him? Why him? Why him in Atlanta?
Where would they like to see him go?
I don't think they care where he goes, just not Atlanta.
Who they want in Atlanta? Mike Tomlin.
Anybody? Yeah. Hell yeah.
Mike Tomlin out there doing the dirty bird.
Yep. Bring them down.
Yeah. I don't know. I like it. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I don't understand why they wouldn't like it. You know who's gonna benefit from that?
Who
Bijan Robinson.
think they're gonna run the ball more?
They're gonna be more effective at running the ball. They ran the ball a lot last year.
Well,
I think they'll be more
collectively.
effective at running the ball.
So he's in Atlanta. Do you
Hmm.
know Jeff Halfley?
The owner, is that
No,
who that
Jeff
is?
Halfley, the
No,
one
who's
that's
that?
in Miami. I have no idea who he is, but he's now the
Oh
Miami
no.
Dolphins coach.
Oh
Yep.
no. I don't know. Where did he come
Yeah.
from?
I have no clue.
Oh, come
I
on
don't
now.
know
You
where
gotta
he
have
came
your
from.
research.
I think he came from
He was
Tennessee.
a
That's my
coordinator. He
guess.
was probably a coordinator somewhere.
Let's see. We're doing real time searches on Jeff Halfley. Where do you think he came from?
I have no clue. I've never heard. I didn't. That name doesn't ring a bell to me.
Okay. He was the Packers DC.
Oh, okay. That might not be bad.
Yep. And
Yeah,
now
the Packers.
he is,
The Packers defense wasn't bad.
yeah. So he was the Packers defensive coach coordinator for 1 year. Before that, he was at Boston College.
Okay. So how
Yep.
old is he?
He is 46. He's young.
Hmm. So how old do you think Kevin Stefanski is? Because we had a debate about this in the barbershop. Don't look it up. How old do you think he is?
If I
Because
had to
I had a
guess,
guess.
I'm going to say he's in his 40s. late 40s.
Mm, yeah. Well, somebody else in the barbershop thought he was like in his 50s. He's
He
42.
looks young. Oh,
That's what I.
he's in his early 40s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So he got plenty of time to fail.
You think it ain't gonna work?
No, I don't
They
think
need
it's
a
going to work.
quarterback.
The Falcons?
Yeah.
What about your boy with the do rag?
They need a quarterback.
Okay. Robert Sala went to Tennessee, Mike. He's on our coaching. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of indifferent about all these coaching hires. I mean, you never know. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Let me just say, I think it's funny that they went with Robert Sala because he kind of has a reputation, kind of like Vrabel,
Hmm.
being very like my way, tough, that type of
Yeah.
coach. And the owner in Tennessee had a real issue with Mike Vrabel. And I'm just wondering, and the last coach they had was
So
only there a year. So I'm
yeah,
just wondering how that's going to pan out with Sala.
yeah,
But um, they need a quarterback. So,
yeah. Who? Tennessee?
oh, no, no, they got Cam Ward.
Yeah,
Oh my God, I forgot about Cam. Sorry, Cam. No disrespect. If you hear this,
yeah,
just in your circle. Um, yeah. Then we talked about John Harbaugh going to New York, but
yeah.
what what followed Monday with McDermott? So now we have one, two, five, six openings. Well,
Hmm.
that was short lived because we the Baltimore Ravens selected their coach and they went with someone who had a couple ties to the Ravens, which is Jesse
Yeah.
Minter. Jesse Minter was the DC for the Los Angeles Chargers under Jim
Hmm.
Harbaugh. At one point, he worked in Michigan. He was actually the DC in Michigan for the University of
Yeah.
Michigan when they won their championship.
Hmm.
And before that, he was the Ravens DB's coach for about 4 years.
Yeah.
So he has familiarity. I said that wrong. He has ties to the Harbaugh brothers. Um, he has ties to the Harbaugh brothers. So he's young. He's about
Yep.
42, 43-ish. Which I am glad that they went with a youthful coach. Um, I thought they would do a defensive coach because I think that's where most of the issues lie. I really do think the problem with the Ravens is on the defensive side of the ball, and having Lamar helps no matter who your OC is. Um, so I think that's kind of what they were thinking. Like if we could right the ship
Hmm.
on the defense, we could just get somebody to just not F it up on the offense. We might actually
Yeah.
just be good. Like we'll be
Right.
fine. Um so now we are down to five vacancies. So Jesse Minter was hired, I want to say Wednesday. Um and Ravens flock is pretty they're okay with it. They're fine with Jesse Minter. They don't have a no issue with Jesse Minter. And then yesterday, like a thief in the night, the Pittsburgh Steelers, your favorite team since you was a boy, been throwing around that dirty ass yellow towel. They said they had agreed to terms. I don't even know what the hell that means with with Mike McCarthy, man. Mike. So we go from Mike to Mike, right? Mike Tomlin is out. Mike McCarthy is in, and you text me. I saw the news pop up on my phone, but then you immediately text me. And I just responded to your text and said, laugh out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Because all you said was they hired Mike McCarthy. And I
Mm-hmm.
laughed. I laughed out loud, but then I text you LOL because when I saw it, I thought, why?
That's what I said. Why him? That's what I text you. I said why Mike McCarthy?
Yep. Yeah.
Why?
You tell me why.
I can only see this as being like a is this a 1 year thing? Like, hey, let's see if he can bring Aaron Rodgers back and we run it back for 1 more year and see what happens. And then maybe Mike can retire again. This man hasn't coached since 2024 when he
Mm-hmm.
coached with the Dallas Cowboys. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't see the long term um plan. Um I don't see what the future plan is. It just seems like this has to be a short sighted hire. It has to be.
Now, when we talked about the attractiveness of vacancies, right? And you said the thing that made the Steelers' job attractive, because I said I didn't find it attractive because you don't have a quarterback, right? But you said the thing that makes the Steelers' job attractive is that the coach will get longevity. Now, that was literally 4 days ago. And now you were saying that this has to be a short term hire. Now, let me just say, I agree with you because one, Mike McCarthy is 62.
Hmm.
So you're not getting 18 years out of him. So we can just
You're not
stand
you're not
that.
getting 10.
Right. So we could just move that on. Could you get 5? Yes. Do I think he will survive 5 years? No. Um,
You meant like health wise.
oh no, I meant like just no. I meant I don't think he's gonna coach well enough to survive. That's what I meant. That's what I meant, guys.
Oh, I just don't see it. It's not making sense to me. It's not. I mean, if you're trying to go 8-9, 9-8 again, losing the first round of the playoffs, then hey, hire Mike McCarthy. But if you really trying to build a franchise, find you a young coach. I'd have been cool with either Shula from the Rams, the
Mm-hmm.
defensive coordinator, or even the young boy. He's the quarterback coach,
Shit,
Shieldhouse.
shit, how?
I'd have been,
Mm-hmm.
I'd have been cool with one of them. I'd have been like, you know what? All right, next year gonna suck, but cool. Like we gonna build it up. Then the young boy, they can be there and put in place what they want to put in place. I think I don't know, man. I think Rooney trying to just get one before he pass it on to one of his other Rooney sons or nephews or whoever else got the last name Rooney. I think he just trying to get one before he pass it on to them. And I'm just because I'm not seeing 62. What are we doing? That's like that's like the Raiders hiring Pete Carroll, and we looked at each other and said,
Why?
"What are we doing?" And Pete Carroll lasted one season. It all fell apart in the middle of that season. They fired the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. I'm not seeing what are we doing here. They fired all of the coaches. See, and that's what made me think that they were going to go a completely different direction. Like, all right, let's clean house. Whoever this young coach want to bring in, they can bring them in. They can grow together, and then Maybe they can start their own coaching tree. Like, hey, you came from the Shield House coaching tree. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, because everybody want a McVay, everybody want the next Shanahan. So hey, maybe they can start their own. Man, Mike McCarthy ain't nobody. He's developed some good. He's had really good quarterback play everywhere he's coached. He's never had a coaching season where his quarterback has not played like good. I don't. I just don't see the longevity in what we're doing. Can next
Mm-hmm.
season can he put together a better offense than what Arthur Smith put together? Most definitely, hands down, yes, he can. And if he would have put together something better on the field last year with the talent that we had than what Arthur Smith was putting together, but that's not sustainable for just because of where he's at in his career. That's the only thing I just see, you know, that's the issue with this hire. Like if you trying to win a Super Bowl next year and you got, Dak Prescott and you got George Pickens and CD Lamb and you know and you like, hey, I need an offensive mind to come in and put this thing together. Hire Mike McCarthy. Hey, give it one season, see what happens. We don't know what Aaron Rodgers is gonna be doing. He's gonna have to go to his darkness cave for half a year, and he'll let us know in May if he's gonna go to training camp or not. Because we know he's not going to OTAs. Uh, we don't know who gonna play quarterback. We don't. We need a number two receiver in the worst way. Probably a number one AB if your boy can catch the ball every now and again. Uh, we need another left tackle. It's just a lot of holes that the Steelers need to be trying to say that we're gonna run it back one more year. This ain't the last dance. This is this is kind of rebuild time. Like, hey,
Do you think it's pride, ego
yes,
that
it's pride.
won't
No, it's not ego. It's pride.
that won't that won't permit the Steelers to say perhaps we need to rebuild?
No,
And
it's the rules.
that's
They prideful.
yeah, because in this case, I would think and this is like, and I'm not a Steelers fan, but I would think if y'all actually took a season and did what you just said, got a young coach, knows you're gonna have bumps, but we're gonna use that season to right the ship. It would make more sense than to put the same product back out there and just try to get an older coach. Cause shit,
Yeah,
he older than Mike Tomlin. I'm sorry.
by like 10 years.
Yeah, I'm just I,
See, but the thing is, Mike Tomlin. I feel like Mike Tomlin went out the way he wanted to. He actually stepped down. He ain't let them fire him. And but that's the time. If you're an organization, you've had this coach for 19 years and you've been stuck in playoff purgatory for this long, and the coach says, you know what, I'm gonna move to the side. I'm gonna let y'all figure it out. You clean house. You say, hey guys, I appreciate all your work, everything you did for me, but hey, we're gonna start anew. This can't be your new. Everything that lined up was lining up for a fresh new face, not somebody who was born and raised in Pittsburgh and now it's just like, hey man, come on and give us one season, Mike.
yeah, I say he gets 2, maybe 3 seasons.
I don't
I
see
think
that. I see
yeah,
next year either they're gonna tell him he need to go on and retire or you know.
well, he is 62, so at some point he's gonna have to call it quits. But uh, we'll see. I mean, I don't think he was in Green Bay for the longest time, and then he went to Dallas. But I don't think he understands the raft of Steeler fans because
I
he
mean, he's
think
from
that they
Pittsburgh. He should know.
well, he about to learn
I'm sure he,
firsthand when they
I'm sure he
chanting
grew up a
fire
Steeler fan.
McCarthy. While they chanting fire McCarthy, he
But
gonna figure
I,
it out.
it, it's just like it's like they did everything to give the Steeler fans hope that, hey, all right, y'all, we about to go young. We about to do the same thing we
Mm-hmm.
did with Bill Cowher. Matter of fact, they did it with Chuck Noll. They did it 60 years ago. Chuck Noll started off young. He was a defensive coordinator. Bam, let's go ahead and hire him. Bill Cowher,
Mm-hmm.
defensive coordinator, started off young, hire him. Mike Tomlin, defensive coordinator, started off young, hire him. Now, even if they would have went offensive coordinator this year, like I mean, they did get an offensive mind, but I'm talking about somebody who is 40 years or 30 years younger than him. Like, let's start off. Let's give them time. Let's let it progress. It's like it's like they did everything right till they hired him. It,
Mm-hmm.
it, it was like you have a mechanic that do everything right, and then all of a sudden, they get to the end of the shop, and then they scratch your car door,
Yep.
and you like, what are we doing? Thank you for fixing my engine that almost blew up. But why did you
Right.
scratch my door?
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. So that leaves Buffalo open, the Raiders open, Cardinals open. Don't you take that down. What are you doing?
Man,
What are you doing?
man,
You mad? That leaves
man,
the
y'all about
Browns
to
open.
like wall. Man, just get off,
He's
man.
not a fan right now, guys. He's not a fan right now. So there are four openings left. People keep turning down the Browns. They are not going
As
to
they
their
should.
interviews.
As they should.
Like I think people are saying if you look at the Bills just became available Monday. They are the hottest thing available for a coach. Um
Yeah. When they
then you
when they
got
fired when they fired Sean McDermott, I said the hottest teams that need a coach right now is the Ravens and the Bills.
yes. Um
Because you have a bona fide starting quarterback. Like Mike McCarthy could have went to the Buffalo. I
yeah.
wouldn't even and I wouldn't even like if he would have went to Buffalo, I wouldn't I'd have been like, oh, okay. I can see it. Like, all right, give Josh Allen one more year, 2 more years. Because maybe he need a defensive mind in there. Maybe Mike McCarthy can find a defensive coordinator. Because their defense isn't like top 10, but their defense is good enough. Like,
Right.
all right, maybe they'll figure it out. Like if Mike McCarthy went to Buffalo, I'd have been like, I mean, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I just don't see how he helps the Steelers.
Yeah. Like, how would you feel if Buffalo said they hired Mike McCarthy?
I I would feel the same way in the sense of I feel like the Steelers need somebody that's gonna come in and like do a little shift. I
Yeah,
feel like Mike McCarthy really is just like a I was about to say placeholder, but like he's like a all right, we're just gonna write a few things, get a few things okay, and then just see how it plays out. I feel like he's that
yeah,
type of coach. I don't
he
feel
is.
like he's like a game changing new voice type coach. I just
Yeah,
don't. I never felt that way, even when he was the Packers coach. But he had Aaron Rodgers, then he had
right.
Jordan Love. Then then when he went to Dallas, he had that. So it's like, can you f that up? Like he tried
Yeah.
several times,
Well,
but
he kind of fixed Dak though. Dak wasn't Dak until he got there.
yeah. So I mean, hey, we'll see what happens there. Um, but Nobody wants to go to the Browns. The Raiders is like the next team that people are kind of like, I guess I'll go to Vegas. But I knew it would be kind of difficult for some of these teams because the quarterback situation's on like up in the air. I don't know what they're going to do in Miami. That is still one of those things where I'm like, what are they doing with Tua? Like, to
Yeah,
me, that would be the biggest question. Um, but we have people who are coaching and they still have interviews like Kubiak's name, Clint Kubiak, which is the OC in Seattle. His name has been thrown around. It's like somebody's going to get him. He's supposed to be the next hot thing. Shieldhouse, Chris Shula, they're all playing well as we speak. And let's get into our picks for the week. So we have let's see where we at. You have 64 points, I have 71. um we kind of offset on some of our picks last week. The only thing was you picked the Bills to win, I believe. No, we both picked the Patriots. It was one team. You picked somebody to win and they didn't. Might have been a Rams game. I can't remember which game.
it was the
um
49ers.
oh yeah, you picked the 49ers to beat the Seahawks. um
Ooh, that was
which
terrible.
I just, yeah, I mean, they were just too depleted. But so the games this week will be worth 5 points. So Mike, you actually can catch me
I should
if we
I should
if
get 10 points for picking the college game, right?
we don't care about that. Um,
I
that
mean,
doesn't
I
matter.
picked the whole. I mean, from the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
You did. So our picks for this week: Patriots versus Broncos. You picked the Patriots. I went to Broncos. I realized that Bo Nix is not playing. However, I have an affinity for the underdog. I have an affinity for the team that people are counting out. And I think the Broncos can pull it off. I don't know how. And I want the Patriots to do well. So I just really think in this situation, for whatever reason, I think the Broncos are gonna win. Um, we
The
don't care
Eagles won
either
a Super
way.
Bowl with their backup quarterback.
It happens. That's what I'm saying. It happens. So it's possible.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not a fan of either team, so I don't care. But since we are picking, I'm gonna go with the Broncos. You got a reason you chose the Patriots?
I think they're just kind of clicking. The
Okay.
defense is playing pretty good. Offense does. I mean, playing pretty good, and Drake May is. He's playing really well.
Yeah.
I think they're just clicking.
Well, so we shall see. Rolling with the underdogs. All right. The next game, because we only got two games, because we're almost at the end, Mike. Super Bowl's coming up.
God, season went by fast.
It did. We got the Rams versus Seahawks. You went with the Seahawks. I do think the Seahawks have a really good balanced team. I do.
Yeah, this was a hard
However,
game to
I
pick, though.
yeah, one, they are divisional opponents, so you never know what you're gonna get. Two, um, what I'm
And Matthew
banking
Stafford
on,
is playing good.
that's what I'm banking on. And I picked the Rams to be in the Super Bowl at the beginning of the season. My pick was the Rams versus the Ravens. Of course, the Ravens effed up their end of the bargain. So I'm gonna still roll with the Rams. But I do think the Seahawks are really good, and this was a hard decision to make because I believe in McDonald, the coach of the Seahawks. I do not, however, believe in Sam Darnold.
Yeah, he's playing well though.
So
But it's hard to believe. I see what you say that. I see why you would say that because of the 6 or 7 years that we've seen Sam Darnold in the NFL hasn't looked good. But it could also be like Ryan Tannehill. You just got to
yeah,
get in the right situation sometimes. Maybe you need that coach that bring it out of you. And we saw it last year when he was with Minnesota. Teams was like, Sam Darnold ain't bad. He ain't look like that for the Panthers, but he he got down to Minnesota, up to Minnesota, and now he's in Seattle, replicating the same production. And he don't look. I mean, he don't look bad. He look competent, man. Maybe sometimes it take a while.
Yeah.
Maybe,
So the thing I will say about his time in Minnesota, you're absolutely right. But when they needed him most was in the playoffs. And that's when he played one of his worst games that whole season was in the
mhm.
playoffs. And that
Maybe he
makes me
learned from that
think, I hope he did. I
because
hope
he
he
didn't play
did.
bad last week.
Nope. But the stakes are now higher. They're
Hmm.
really high.
They,
So we're going
they
to
didn't make
see.
it to the NFC Championship last year at Minnesota, so
They sure did not.
maybe he just
So
maybe maybe he needed that, just that little confidence. Maybe you live and you learn.
you live and you learn. We're going to see if he lived and
How
he's
long
learned or
it took
is
Peyton? How long it take Peyton Manning to win an NFC championship?
a long, long time because it took him like 8, 9 years to win a Super Bowl.
Probably longer than that.
Yeah.
He was drafted in like
They,
'98. I don't think they won the Super Bowl till what? I don't. What 2009?
yeah.
What was it 2008, nine, somewhere around there?
It took him like
When they
9 years
beat
to
the
win a
Saints,
Super Bowl.
it took him
Yep.
forever. Yeah, it take a little while, man. And he always had,
That's
well, not always. But he had a good, decent team since 2005.
yeah. Yeah. What I was gonna ask you. Have you seen the MVP odds and stuff?
Not the odds. I
Have you
seen like the finalists who they think could win the MVP.
who do you
But
think
I think Matthew Stafford was
voted first team all pro?
yeah.
Okay.
I think he was up there.
He was voted first team all pro. So that's what my
Hmm.
one more thing is about. So the MVP honors the finals are Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Drake May, Christian McCaffrey, and Matthew Stafford. It's really the vote was really between Drake May and Matthew Stafford
I was about to say we can
for the
cross three
MVP.
names off of there right now.
Yeah, so it's really between Drake May and Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford doesn't have an MVP.
Mm-mm.
Been in the league like 15 years.
You think when he was with Detroit, he put up a lot of yards, but they never had like a good season. And then
Nope.
the year he went to the Super Bowl, I mean, they wasn't even like the favorites. It was Tampa Bay.
Yep. Yeah. This is interesting. It goes to show you, hey, your career ain't dead even if you have been there for 15 years. So if Matthew Stafford wins the MVP and the Super Bowl this year, that will say a lot for, people who have written off others and don't think that because it's year 8, that they won't ever
Yeah,
get a ring, whatever. But
yeah.
the MVP voting makes me think about my one more thing though, Mike.
What you got?
Because this is going to be redundant, but I feel it necessary to say either way. Last year, Lamar and Josh Allen were the two leads for the MVP. Lamar put up record numbers that cannot be duplicated. Well, they haven't been yet for his touchdown interception ratio and passer rating. Um, Lamar was voted first team All Pro, and when that came out, everybody said, "Oh, he won MVP then," because usually, whoever for the last 30 years, whoever won first team All Pro, they have also been the league's MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise! They switched it up last year, and Lamar won first team All Pro, and Josh Allen was the actual MVP. Now, if Matthew Stafford wins MVP after being voted first team All Pro, I'm going to know what I already know to be true. that for whatever reason they have a vendetta out against Lamar. Because why would we? What are you shaking head? What are you shaking head for? What are you shaking
That's
head
not
for?
that's not it.
What is it? Tell me what it is then.
It's not Lamar in particular. Is to keep the fan base. Well, it's the NFL, man. The NFL just they that's what they do. They keep the fans, or people like us talking. It is like this is what they do. Like the same year that it might have been no, it might have been the year before the situation you're talking about when TJ Watt had 19 sacks, interception return for a touchdown, all these fumble recoveries, and everybody's like, oh yeah, he about to win his second depot. Oh yeah, defensive player of the year on lock. Who they give? It was Miles Garrett. And we sitting there like TJ Watt had 6 more sacks. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I told you when we were talking about it that who was gonna get MVP. You was like, nah, he don't want first team all pro. I said no. The NFL is going to make sure that Josh Allen get his MVP. So then what next year, while they sitting there saying, oh, this is the runner up for MVP, we all know it's some BS.
You might be right.
It's
I
not
still
Lamar
think
in
it's a
particular.
conspiracy
That's the
theory.
NFL. Oh no, it's conspiracy. You're right, but they shunned a white man for Miles Garrett.
They did. I don't think they like TJ Watt. I don't know what he did. He did something though
It's probably
behind the scenes.
it's because TJ Watt don't be doing all of the propaganda stuff either. TJ Watt don't. You don't see TJ Watt doing all these extra interviews. TJ Watt ain't. He
Commercials and
just
all that.
no, that boy from Wisconsin, man, they out there rolling cheese down the hill. That's all he worried about. That man just want to play football and go home to his new wife and baby. That's all he worried about. Like, is it football? Nah, yeah, all right, cool. If it ain't got nothing to do with football, like I'm straight.
Maybe that's the theory. Maybe it's trying to promote players who already are trying to be in the limelight because Lamar
Well,
is
yeah,
everybody
but
know he's a recluse.
it's just
He don't
it's
do
just to keep the
nothing.
it's to keep the ratings going. That's all it is. It's just to keep the ratings going. We know what it is. Like Josh Allen was the up and coming new face. He done been to the AFC Championship once or twice. Kept losing to Patrick Mahomes, and they was like, "Yo, all right, Josh Allen. If you have a comparable season that's like remotely close to being an MVP, you go win that thing." And they ain't tell him that, but that's just what the NFL was thinking. And we all know
Yeah.
Lamar should have won it that year. We know that hands down. Lamar know that, but Lamar don't care. He want the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
TJ don't care. Like TJ don't care about that depot. All right, it's cool, but I want to win the Super Bowl because he
Yeah.
already had won one. Miles Garrett never won one at that time.
Yeah.
That's like
Hmm.
if somebody else this year wins Defensive Player of the Year and Miles Garrett don't win Defensive Player of the Year, you see what I'm saying? Like that would be crazy.
Yeah. Let's see who wins it. It'll probably be Miles Garrett though, but
It's going. Who else will be in the? Who else is close? It would have to be some
nobody.
cornerback that got like 8 interceptions or something.
And I don't think any one of them have it. So I can't think of
Mm-mm.
a corner that had like an excellent year. So,
You can't even think of
well,
another defensive end that had over 15 sacks,
I can't. I really
and he
can't.
broke the record.
Yep, he did. He did.
That's what I'm
Well,
saying. It ain't Lamar in particular. That's just the NFL. That's just like some of these people that make Pro Bowls. You be like,
yeah, Snoop is a Pro Bowler.
come on now,
I
come
just
on
thought
now.
I'd share. Snoop
Yeah,
is a Pro
you know
Bowl
who else?
quarterback.
You know who else had a Pro Bowl?
Who?
Deontay Johnson.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Come on now. That man ain't even on an NFL roster.
He's not. He's not. Even though he was given chance after chance,
He
he's not.
was.
You got one more
He,
thing?
no, man. I think I put my rant out there with the Mike McCarthy hire that I strongly disagree with.
Right. Anything else before we wrap it up?
Oh no, I'm good. I'm good. Y'all be
Okay.
safe out
We're
there
gonna
in that winter weather. Y'all
yeah.
get some snow
If we
down
was
there?
hell no. Hell
No,
no. We were supposed to. Got
we
nothing.
got a little
It's
bit.
cold. It's
We got a
cold.
little
It's like
bit.
20
We
degrees
got a
though.
little something, something.
Yeah.
Let me see
Ain't
if
nothing
I.
happen.
Yeah,
It's nice and
we got a
sunny
little something.
outside.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
All right. We're gonna catch
yeah.
y'all next time.
Okay. So this has been another episode of Professional Couch Coaches. Please make sure to like, follow, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell one time. And as always, peace.